Hey everyone, this is Atari 83 with my Thursday pickup video. I got a lot of things coming in the mail this past week. I got a couple items from a store I usually don't buy from due to the high prices. And I want to get into what I have because I got a lot of stuff here to show you today. I have for my 2600 collection now, a game that you would think I would have knowing that I'm rebuilding and it's one of the most basic games for the 2600. Combat. Text label, good shape. It's Combat. Next to Pac-Man, it's maybe the most produced game for the 2600. Nothing really exciting about this. It's Combat. Get over it. Next, Mrs. Pac-Man. Silver label. Nice shape. Once I get my 7800 up and running, I still need to buy a power adapter for it, but I'll get around to that. One of these days I'm going to get off my lazy rear end and order it on eBay and have it all hooked up to my 19-inch television. Next game I got, Dig Dug. It's an 88 gray cart release. It's towards the end of Atari's career with the 2600. Came out right around the time as the 2600 Junior came out. Then I picked up a couple of Activision games from the same lot. These all came from a guy on digitalpress.com. Big ups to you. These games are all $1 to $2 each. First one from the Activision is Spider Fighter. Got a little bit of ink written on it. Has a little bit of anti-plaque on it too. Overall condition of the game looks pretty nice. Next up, Boxing. The label is peeling on the bottom a little bit there on the side of it. I'm going to have to re-glue that. I don't know, maybe I'm the only guy who's ever thought of this, but playing this game you always looked at the two fighters and you thought it almost looked like two pregnant worms going at it, trying to kick each other's rear end. Maybe I just got a messed up mind, I don't know. Next one up, Pitfall. The David Crane Classic. Interesting thing is I now have it like this regularly, and I also have one autographed by Mr. Crane himself. I bought that one on Atari Age back in 2001, I believe. Yeah, I think it was 2001. But interesting game, fun game, nice to have it autographed by the creator himself. Now, if I can only remember where I put the authenticity paperwork. Not important. Probably not going to be selling that anytime soon, even though I've contemplated it a few times. Next up for the 2600 is the Parker Bros. Game, P-Bert. The label is peeling at the bottom a little bit, so I'm going to have to re-glue that one too. I know Atari came out with this also on the Atari line towards the end of the 2600 Junior career. But this is the original one for the Parker Brothers. Next up, I have two cartridges of the same title, the Vault 87 copyright years, Pole Position. And so you don't think I'm jostling anybody, I do have two copies of it. This one, however, I don't know how well you can see it. Well, I can tell on my screen you're not going to be able to see it too well. It has a little manufacturer sticker on the back. Of all the years I've been collecting these, I've never seen one on one of these cartridges. And the date of it is 9/20/88. This game is about as old as my girlfriend. And they both aged so well. So that's my 26 and 7800 collection pickups. Next up, I want to get into my 8-bit. You know how much I love my 8-bit games, so you knew I wouldn't be able to go through a week without showing you what I got. The first one actually finished off my Atari 400 brown label collection. Assembler Editor. This is going to be one of those titles that it's just going to be a collector item more than actual game playing item. Next up, Super Breakout, but this is going to be the Silver Label RX 8000 series label. Finally, to top off all the 8-bit games that I've been getting in, finishing off the brown labels now on the 800 side to go with the 400. Microsoft Basic 2. So with this one and this one, I have finished off all the brown labels for the Atari system outside of 2 games that came out for the Atari. I know Atari H was discussing this a couple of weeks ago. The Assembler Editor, which was actually came out as Editor, Assembler, and Basic. They were discussing if it was an aftermarket thing through B&C, if it was legitimate throughout Atari, but the cases were different. Either way, these 2 were official releases through Atari. They finished off my collection of them. Now I'm working on my XE labels and my silver labels to finish off those areas. So, nice finds. The one for Basic, Microsoft Basic 2, I got all the manuals for it, including the disc. That one I got off of Craigslist for $30, including shipping. That was a great deal. Assembler Editor I got on eBay, believe it or not, for $9.69 after the eBay box and everything else. I think that game cost me $14 plus shipping at 3, and then with all the discounts from the eBay box turning out to be less than $10. I'm not going to complain about that one bit. Moving right along. Now we're going to what I picked up. Oh, I forget where I picked this up. It's for Nintendo. Mario Bros. And Duck Hunt. Come to think of it, I got this at the flea market this past week. I picked up 3 Nintendo NES systems, $7. 2 of them crapped out altogether before I even got going with them. They wouldn't even power on. The insides had a little bit of rust in them. The last one worked beautifully, started right up. It does give me a little bit of problem with the blinking light now and then. But, you know what, for $5, I'm going to buy those Nintendos all day long, and if I have to spend a couple of bucks on 72 pins, what the heck, I might as well do that. I mean, you can get a Nintendo with the controller and adapter and the 8 power plug and all that for $5. You're not going to see that. And if you do, you better buy them. Moving into Game Boy now, I picked up, first game up, Baseball. I think I'm going to have to get a new light for this room or adjust everything because these pictures are not coming out the way I want them to. And wow, I can't even get this to come in. Matchbox Construction Zone Caterpillar. This is more of a Game Boy Color game than a regular Game Boy game. But as you can see, the carts are in good shape. No labels, no writing on them. And now we move into the big stack Sega Genesis games. I know there's a couple of people I subscribe to online that are big Sega Genesis fans. You know who you are. But let me just get into what I got here. First game up, Team USA Basketball for $1. Doesn't have the manual. I can live without that. Next game up, Sports Talk Football 93 with Joe Montana. This is one of the 3 games that I got. There we go. With the manual ready to go. Another one without the manual, however. Let's see if we get this in here. NBA Live 96. As you can see, no manual with it. Another NBA game, NBA Action 94. Particularly, I don't remember playing this game when I did have a Genesis growing up. But it's something I'm going to try out when I actually get my Genesis and have it all hooked up. Next one up, Jordan versus Bird. I have a feeling Bird has been a challenging opponent for a lot of different games. And it does have the manual and the cartridge. All these games, the cases are in pretty decent shape. There's no missing pieces. The plastic's not peeling. Next one, Joe Montana 2, Sports Talk Football. This also is a cartridge only. No manual with the game. But for $1, I'm gonna buy these every day, all day long. Coach K College Basketball by EA. Another one. Missing the book, but I got the box. I got the cartridge. Best you're gonna get for $1 in the outlet store. Now those games were $5 each. Well, they were labeled $5 each. I talked the guy down to $1. Told him, he's been here for a year. You really want him to sit around for another year? And with that said, he said, fine, I'll do $1 each. I bought 7 games for $7. I'm not going to complain at all. Let's see, this week I got the Atari 2600 and 7800 games. That ran me $16. Oh yeah, $16 because it also came with Wii Play. I know, oh, what the heck? Okay, did not know that he put the manuals in here. Okay, I was going to show you. Wii Play came with the manual. That was with the Atari 2600 and 7800 games for $16, including shipping. But what I just found was Hubert, Combat, Dig Dug, Pitfall, and both of the Pole Position 2 games. I was wondering if they had the manuals or not. I didn't remember seeing them in the picture, but that whole lot came out to $16. What else did I get? Super Breakout was about $8. Assembler Editor was $9.69. Microsoft Basic was about $30 with shipping. The Nintendo's with the Mario Duck Hunt was $7 with the 3 systems. Gameboy games were a couple of dollars a piece. And if you look in the corner behind me, you may see, right where my finger is, you'll see a box. I got that from my buddy TR out in Pennsylvania. He's a regular eBayer usually. He'll pick up different things and flip them around, resell them, that type of thing. He sold me for $30 an Atari 600XL in the box. It only had half the foam, couldn't find the power adapter at the time. He came across it finally, so I'll be getting that in the mail. The only thing he said that he didn't have with it was the manual. Not a problem. I have tons of manuals in this place. I've been getting them all the time from people. I've been buying them online. Hey, so now I got myself a complete 600XL Atari 8-bit computer for $30. Not going to complain at all. Behind me, well, still getting used to this. Behind me up there, I started redecorating a little bit. Like I showed you in the video before, I'm doing the game room. Temporarily, I'm putting up a 1050 disk drive box. From week to week, you'll see that box probably change with something else because I don't know how I want to set this room up yet. The paper towels came down off the wall last week, and this week now I'm putting up an Atari box, so slowly things are starting to go in the right direction. Yeah, so let me think. Is there anything else I want to bring up this week? Not really. I took some pictures of my 8-bit collection. I updated them, posted them to rfgeneration.com, posted them to AtariAge.com. I do have a couple of games still pending on coming in. My buddy AC on Atari Age is selling me Galaxian. I'm waiting for that to come in. That's a silver label RX 8024 off the 8000 series. I'm looking forward to that. I'm still waiting for Mario. Mario should be in Friday, so it's gonna miss this week's video. Should be in time for next week's video. I'm working with another guy on Atari Age. I'm picking up a couple more games, including E.T. Phone Home. That's going to be a complete in-box silver label edition. A couple of Cirrus games, which I don't have any in my collection as of yet. I should be picking up 2 of those if we can work out a price. And I'm confident we will, because he's trying to get rid of them and I'm trying to buy them. So, with that said, I think I got everything I needed to get in this video done. This is about my 5th or 6th try because I can't speak sometimes to save my life. Yeah, I think that'll do for now before I start rambling on like a moron. Yeah, so if you want to check out my website, atariage.com/A8scooter, you'll check all my posts out there. My 8-bit website, a8museum.com. If you go to rfgeneration.com, you can look up my blogs on, what's my name on that one? I'm trying to keep up with all my screen names and everything. A8 Scooter, there we go. I do my gaming moment of time, back in time. Yeah, that made perfect sense, Jason. Yeah, back in the day, gaming moments. I'll do a game a week. I think I'm going to try the video version of it next week. I was going to do it, but I got caught up with my girlfriend on a couple of things and my job. I picked up a couple extra hours on Wednesday. Wasn't able to get it in. Maybe I'll try for Tuesday to do the video. Okay, guys, I think that's about it for today. Keep on collecting. Check out my other videos. Subscribe. Pass the link along to other people who you think might be interested. You can visit me on digitalpress.com, atariage.com, rfgeneration.com. And yeah, you guys have a good night. It's about 2:15 in the morning, so I'm gonna hit the hay. All right, guys, have a good night.